the most thought-provoking hour of the day, dropping jewels and nuggets for the next 60 minutes. For us, by us. You're listening to the Hold Your Point podcast.
What up, what up, what up, what up? This is the Hold Your Point podcast. We are the Hold Your Point podcast crew.
Yes,
and
sir.
For a very, very special edition, man. My name is Fortunato. We got DTH in the building, DJ, Mr. Leviathan, Mike Brown. What's happening, fellas?
What's going on? What's going on,
man?
Hey, so as y'all know, man, it's something that popped off at the Oscars the other night that we just had to dive into for just a few minutes. It's a little bit out of our cadence, as you know. Our podcast is centered around Black culture, and Black experience from a millennial and Christian perspective. So we just want to dive in really quickly, real light on some of what happened with some of our childhood heroes the other night, man. Because I was thoroughly disappointed, but we're gonna run a clip first, man, so we get the back end, and then we're gonna dive right into it, man. So let me get this pulled up. So y'all can see a little bit of what happened, even though you probably already know. Hold on, let me see if I can run it back. Might have audio issues.
I'm going to, okay?
Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm running right back.
Will Smith just smacked this. Wow, dude. It was a G.I. Jane jump. I'm going to, okay?
So,
Wow.
And the part of it that wasn't included was the joke that Chris Rock said, and I think we'll get into it, man. I think what was said was we'll get into it, man. What y'all think? Everybody's seen it. What y'all think?
Man, listen, this is crazy. Nobody watches the Oscars, right? But I think now everybody is on it because of this incident. I mean, what was I doing? I think I was watching a different movie at the time, and then I just see a bunch of notifications coming through about Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, and so I'm thinking it's some kind of comedy bit that they did, these two actors, and I'm sure they're friends and whatever. And so I check out the audio and the video for myself, and I'm like, oh Lord, he smacked this man for real. So I'm thinking, yeah, like and Chris Rock was defenseless. So I'm like, this is crazy, man. There's a lot to say. I don't want to take up all the time. I just start off with that.
Yeah, no, for sure. When I first saw it, I wasn't even, like I said, I wasn't watching the Oscars. I was on social media just in general, and I saw it pop up. I was like, what's this? And I think I saw it pretty initially because like they had the audio blocked off. I guess the TV version in America had the one blocked off. So I didn't even understand. I thought it was fake. I thought it was fake at first. I was like, oh, it's some skit they did or something. It's not a real thing. And then when I heard the full audio, when you hear it, without the clean version, then you definitely could feel the emotion. You could feel the passion. You like, oh, this is real. Like either we all in a Will Smith movie right now, or this is real.
I mean, but like not for nothing, like for context, because the clip didn't say like what the joke was. Like Chris Rock led with saying like, Jada, I love you, and I can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane 2. Like that was it. It was super light, and it just to me it just seemed like it was way over out of pocket and overreacted. Like I feel like it's coming from a deeper, darker, hurt place. But I mean, I'm not gonna give all the cake away just yet.
Well, I mean, they said it was like this wasn't the first time. Apparently,
no, it's not.
Yeah, there's a video surfing around him. telling a joke about her like at a previous
he
Oscars.
did it before.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's another video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he
was okay.
He was writing.
No. Wait. In context, it's not a video of Chris Rock talking about her in that context. He was saying like how she was banning, like she was trying to like ban people from going to the Oscars a couple of years ago. And he was saying he was saying like her. He said it would be like him, not being invited or something to Rihanna's panties or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, but basically, he was saying that she wasn't invited. Yeah.
So the actual joke is saying that her coming up to the Oscars was actually him being invited into Rihanna's panties. You would like to be there, but he ain't invited. So that was something that where it would still bring up, and Jada's name was brought up. So I think this time from the last time it was like, nah, I ain't having it this time.
Yeah.
Man, look,
that's what they say, right? Look, man, that's what they say. I mean, both jokes were funny. When he said it about the Rihanna thing 5-6 years ago for that Oscars, that was funny. And what he said this time.
Uh-oh.
What he said this time was some.
Hey,
he was kind of out of pocket.
Hey, you froze, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I personally think, man.
Like,
oh, he's still talking. Yeah. Okay. So, man, I personally think, hey, look, I can't blame Will for wanting to defend his wife. I will say, like, the slap was a little much, man. But you got to look at it, man. Like, whatever this sickness that she had, what's it called, alopecia, or whatever.
Yeah.
So some girl's name,
alopecia.
Yo.
Man, look, like it affects a woman's beauty, which is their hair. You know what I'm saying? So when a woman's beauty is affected, bro, that hits hard. That hits deep. Not like I said. Look, we all react differently, man. We all react differently as men. But come on, man. You finish your point. Let me finish my point.
All right. Go ahead.
We all react differently as men, and honestly, channeling your anger is difficult, man, because like even myself, I have not got rid of being angry, because I used to be very angry. I still am. I just channel it in a way where like I woosah it, but it never really goes away. You know what I'm saying? And the cats that's like most jovial, like Will, and always in a good mood, trust me, that he got another side that he can snap to. Because I feel like I'm kind of like that too. But
I mean, I'll give it to him because Will does have a history of slapping people. There's another video where it was a photographer or something who tried to do the look.
He had to slap him.
Thank you. There's a difference.
What are you talking about?
Exactly. But that's
I'm just regardless if it's warranted or not, I'm saying there's a history. So it's not a first time offense for the brother. But what I'm saying is that it's not like Chris Rock sat up there and said she looks like Mr. Clean. Like that would have been slap worthy. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, he just was something like, and he just kept it moving. I just felt like it was too much. And then like after the fact where Denzel and Tyler had to pull him over to the side and like speak life into this man, like.
Listen, I think I was talking earlier. I got pulled off a little bit or whatever, but listen, I saw someone say a 2-minute joke, a joke people would have forgotten 2 minutes, is now gonna be remembered for the next decade, right? Like it was a complete overreaction. I think I caught the tail end of what you were saying, DJ. Everybody, people have their different breaking points, and you don't know what somebody's going through and stuff. But it was completely out of line. Now the thing with the other dude a couple years ago, the white guy that tried to kiss him or whatever, that's completely different. The man actually tried to grab him, touch him, or whatever. I think he was well within his right to give him a little slap, and that's all it was anyway. It wasn't anything egregious. He gave him the little, the little backhand, right? But what Will,
Chris Rock got the front hand.
He got the front hand. I think I saw him lick it before he went in, and I mean, it was bad. And for words, you know what I'm saying? So that's the thing for me is like the response didn't match the offense. That's where I'm at.
Man,
Definitely.
here's what it is. I think that personally, that is there's a lot more than a joke. You know what I mean? I don't know what the relationship status is between Will and Jada, but it's something a lot. I actually heard it this morning on the radio. I think I was listening to Charlamagne said it. He's like, there's something deeper going on with that situation.
Yeah, I heard him
to
say
the
that
point
too.
where it's gonna push him to go up there on live TV, and of course you're gonna defend your wife and defend your own, but Will been
Taking
wanting
it
to
out on the
slap.
wrong one.
Will been wanting to put his hands on somebody. You know what I'm saying, when it comes to his wife, and it's like, it's not saying that's the perfect opportunity, but that, like you said, that anger just snapped, and that's what happened.
No,
I mean,
I think Mike hit it on the head. I want to touch on that real quick. I don't want to spend too much time on the Jada thing, but if you look at the video closely, like, he was laughing at first, he was fine, and then you see her face; she wasn't happy at all. The camera pans away, and it's like, then something, they probably have an interaction or something that you don't really see. But after a while, then after that, you see Will go up to obviously do his thing. So it's something that, hey, obviously, oh man, Jada's not happy. So let me go like slap this dude. Let me go to the point and like slap this dude. Like he wants that approval. Like, to me, I saw it as he wanted her approval so bad. Like, I'm willing to like go like over the top, like do like extra stuff to make you happy. Like,
right.
That's not good. Like that's
what a husband does, though, dog. That's what a husband does.
Tupac would have shot him.
He's there for his wife.
To go overboard.
You have to leave your mother and father and cling to your wife. Ain't that what he's
Man, please.
Hey, look. If somebody said a joke towards my wife, I might get, and then I look at her and be like, "Oh no, hold up, hold up. That's my rib. No, we together on this. I'm not like, you know what?
I'm not saying you can't be, and then what? I'm not saying you can't be upset, but that happens daily in comedy stands.
But listen, my thing is that it's like, okay, if that's the case, then you can't never go to a comedy club with you. That's what I'm saying. Like, because if you get picked out in the crowd. If you get picked out in the crowd, like, you're gonna be RoboCop every time fighting a comedian that come on stage. You're
doing way too much if you want to go up there and slap somebody because they crack me a girl in the stand or whatever. Yo, you're doing way too much as a dude. Like, just because he cracked a joke. Now I'm saying, obviously, if he laid hands on her, completely different situation. That's that. But he cracked a joke. I'm not saying you can't raise your voice, say something back over her, or yell, something back, but to go up there and straight up smack the dude, like, you're doing way too much. Something's wrong with you a little bit, bro. Like, I'm sorry, something's wrong with you a little bit.
So why you slap Chris over that, but he didn't slap what's that guy, August or July?
I mean, hold on, we don't.
I feel like for some way worse, someone got way off the hook. But go ahead, Fortunato.
We don't necessarily know if he straightened August out off camera, because the whole thing came out. August said it like after, like it. So we don't know. We don't know for sure. Will been smacking people up for decades. Who knows? He might have caught August Alsina and smacked him up off camera too. But I think that has that. But I think, like, do we think like it's? I mean, y'all think like it might have been staged or like real? Because my thing is this, right? And I'm gonna tell you why I say that. Like, I've been watching the new little Fresh Prince remake. And on the last episode,
spoiler alert.
It came out. It's almost not like
everybody 4 days. Hey, don't do that.
Don't matter. And it's about to drop Tuesday. If you ain't watching it yet, you ain't trying to watch it for real. So anyway, what happened? Let me finish. So what happened was, Uncle Phil and G talking about like Will's dad, and G saying like, I think you should let him know. And boom, Uncle Phil hits him, like, they slap boxing or whatever, but then he hits him for real. And he was like, oh, I think he should stay out of it, whatever. And then, like, Will went behind his back and asked G to look up his dad anyway and gave him the file. And he didn't open it and gave it back to Uncle Phil. And then Uncle Phil ended up firing Will, right? So this is the caveat. G. So when he went to the he fired G, my bad. So when Uncle Phil went to, he had like a debate. and he was going up for the debate. When they found out that they had dirt on how he got Will out, he just bowed out of the debate and said he wasn't running for DA no more, and he wanted to focus on his family because family comes first, and family is everything, this and that. So I'm thinking like, man, it's a little correlation. I'm just saying it's a little correlation with you now. Uncle Phil smacking people up and talking about family first, and now you want to smack people up and talk about, I don't know. I don't know. And plus, on top of that, Chris Rock didn't look like he was preparing himself to get slapped, even with the wind up.
Listen, man, I think I felt for a while I had to watch it like five times to really see if it was staged or not. Because look, you already know what's up. You, like DJ said, like you up there, you talking about another man's wife. You can't stand there with a smile and expect somebody to walk up to you and just, whatever you expect to do otherwise, then put his hands on you. So I don't understand how this can be something that is really, not staged. Because the fact of the matter, it looked like he's like saying, all right, well, just like we practiced backstage, go ahead, put me in my place. It's not, something just don't seem right. The whole thing, how they did it. You know what I mean?
So you think Chris Rock took a check so he could look like a fool at the Oscars?
Listen, look, it's like this. I don't know. All jokes aside, Chris Rock won head.
Mike with the entanglement.
Hey, so let me ask y'all, man. Let me ask y'all, like, as Christian men, as y'all are, is there any situation where somebody disrespect your wife, mom, whatever, whoever, is there any situation where putting your hands on somebody would make sense as a Christian man? What y'all think?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Absolutely.
It makes sense when they put their hands first. If you put your hands first, you are wrong. There is never an excuse to put your hands on someone if they don't touch you. That is how I feel. I'm adamant about it. I don't care what happened. You're wrong in the eyes of the law. If people hurt you with words, you hurt them back or you walk away. If you put your hands on them first, you are wrong no matter what. Now,
so you may take the first hit.
What?
If you gotta take the first hit.
Well, you defend. You defend. I mean, if defending now see that's a lot of the talk has been he went to defend his wife and whatnot. He wasn't attacked by, or she wasn't being attacked by Chris Rock physically, right? That's why I was going back to his response did not match the offense. The offense was verbal. His defense should have been verbal. He could have listen. There's a whole bunch of things he could have done.
But,
and I don't want to.
hold
on. I don't want to. I like Will still. After all of this, I think he made a mistake, right? Like, I'm not saying the man has to be canceled. Nothing like that at all. He made a mistake. I think he even made an apology already today, whether that's true or not. But I'm pretty sure he's regretful. He does need to apologize to Chris for sure. But, he made a mistake. But it's still a good opportunity to learn for others. Like, you don't ever go up to somebody and hit them if they have not hit you first. You should be defending.
Well, I was just gonna say to that too. Like, you can control your actions and what you do, but you can't control how people react to what you say and do. So,
sure.
Even though like Will shoulda, coulda, woulda, like Chris Rock still got to be. But and even with that in mind, like I just feel like society today, man, is so soft and watered down. Like
marshmallows.
Like if this was the 90s, like if Bernie Mac was hosting, and if this was the 90s, like, oh man, he probably would have gave her a good 5 minutes.
Listen, they would have had to cancel the show.
All right, cancel the show. Yeah, Mike, Levi, talk to me. What y'all doing?
Nah, man. I pretty much kind of said it the same way. Like, in a situation like that, your options are either keep quiet or say something back. But your option is not to go up there to hit the person. All
right.
Yeah.
Mike, what's up?
Man, it depends on the situation, man. I'm gonna put it like that. I honestly, I don't control what he did at all. You know what I mean? Because it looks foul on him, for the fact. But like I said, it depends on the situation, bro.
Yeah.
Let me jump back in real quick. I don't think the situation matters. Again, if it's a verbal thing only, there's no reason for you to go hit him. That you're gonna be wrong. You're gonna be wrong no matter what. Now, I'm not saying that's easy, okay? Because people can say hurtful things. It's not definitely easy. But again, we talking about us being Christian men, right? And how should we respond? One of the parts of the fruit of the spirit is self-control. People are gonna do things to you. We gotta have self-control. Again, it's not easy, but that's something you practice, like you practice any other discipline. That's something we have to exercise. Now, what kind of example is he setting for other people? And again, that wasn't his intent. I'm gonna go do this so other people could follow me.
Yeah.
All right, before his kids. Listen, you see his son Jaden already tweeted, that's how we do it. So now when Jaden gets upset, he gonna go out there and slap somebody. And this time he might
already does.
or even all the, not to really get too much into the relationship factor, all the people of the opposite gender who feel that their man should now take those actions to feel that that's love and defense.
Leviathan, they already started. They already starting.
If you don't slap him like Will, this relationship ain't gonna work.
And then it's like I seen too, like comedians was like, if y'all think y'all gonna start jumping on stage and slapping us because y'all don't like a joke, y'all got another thing coming. So I mean, this
look, he could have. So as far what they talk about defending his wife, right? What could he have done? I'm looking at it like this. Again, he's in the moment, and we know there's been a lot of frustration building up for him. I think, especially since the whole entanglement thing a couple years ago, he's been the butt of a lot of jokes. And it's only gonna get worse now. But there's a lot of anger, I think, building up and a lot of mental things going on. So this was like the straw that broke the camel's back. But I think in retrospect, if he could do it over, when Chris Rock said the joke, he could have looked at his wife, looked over and said, baby, you beautiful no matter what or something. And then, I'm gonna go talk to him later on. It could have, or he could have even shouted what he did without going to slap.
It's that right there. That's what I'm saying.
It's not even all that. It's he messed up from the beginning because he got caught laughing when he shouldn't have been laughing. So now he got to overreact to like, damn. If he would have stayed stoic from the beginning and just shook his head like disgusted, he probably would have got away with it. But he laughed, so now he got to put 20 on 10.
Tupac with a shot.
I agree with DTH when he said, it's hard, man, because there's a scripture where it says, the tongue is like a sword, right? And, it cuts you like a sword. So, I mean, it's tough, certain things, and y'all made some good points where he's been, the person everybody's been joking on him for a while. Will likes to be respected. I feel like he likes that, to where people see him, it's more like, Will, instead of more like, Will, what was Jada? Where is she? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think that's honestly what it is, and it's the Oscars, bro. This is something that he worshipped. Like, they've been dying to be an Oscar, so now you're getting joked on, or your wife is getting joked on at the thing that you adore the most. So that's why I ask y'all, like, how would y'all react to it? Because I mean, it's easier said than done, but like, what I mean, he's,
true. I think it's, again, there's a build up there, right? There's a whole history of all this stuff that's just building up, and he just kind of snapped. So I mean, if I was in that exact same position, I might have snapped too. But I think there's things he could have done prior to make the situation better. First of all, he needs to address the source. Now, the source of his problems, from my view, is his wife.
Exactly.
He chose a wife that has.
I wouldn't say that. I would say the source is airing out their dirty laundry, because we don't know. Perhaps maybe he did something, because women really ain't gonna go out and do nothing like crazy like that. Most women, unless
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
That.
I mean, most women
like,
are gonna be faithful and true to you, man. I mean, she seems like a pretty decent lady. I don't know any of them. I don't know.
You ain't seen none of the red tables. You ain't watched the red tables.
No, I don't watch any of that. No,
she been all over the place.
All I know is I've seen Jada has professed her love for Tupac. Everyone knows they were involved back when he was, alive. She loves him. She loved him, right? She's with Will, from my view, as she settled for him. To be honest, I mean, her actions towards him and the things she does around him shows to me she doesn't really fully, truly respect and love him the way she probably would be with Tupac. Because think about these. All right, just try to imagine. We all know who Tupac was and how he was. Do you think if she ever would have done something like she did with August, that Tupac would have reacted the way, or he's gonna show up to the red table and like, yeah, let's talk about it on your show, so we can hash it out for the. You think Tupac's gonna handle it that way? And I think she knows that that's the kind
She's
of guy she
emotionally
wanted.
in control. Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's
so
what I'm saying. Like, go ahead, my bad.
I'm just saying that's she, because of the fact she's with Will, and I think that's in her heart of hearts, if she had her choice, she would rather be with Tupac. You know, she
And
she operates the way she does, and again, but ultimately, I think it falls back on Will because Will is allowing this to happen. You know what I'm
but
saying?
I mean, at the same time, like I seen some too where it said like this is the result of marrying wrong. Like he, it's just toxic, and it's just like Will's been trying to like piece it together for a minute. Like for real, for real. I mean, it's
Yeah, I
just
mean,
like
Well, there's
Yeah, no,
rumor have it. There's rumor have it that she's the one who pitched the whole open relationship.
I've
yeah,
heard
I
that.
mean,
Supposedly,
yeah,
yeah, exactly.
yeah, I
she
mean,
been dating other people, and and then it came back where he's like, "Look, that's not what I want to do. I want to fix my marriage," and she. That's when I think
And the
everything came
fact,
out.
but the fact that she told this man live, like in front of everybody, about like August Alsina and how good she wanted to feel, like
I
yeah.
just
that's
wanted
so
to
And it's also
feel good.
disrespectful.
and it's the disrespect of like her like looking like, man, I enjoyed it so much. It was so
I'm
like
not defending no
I'm
cheating.
sure yeah, I'm sure Will, when they were separated, they Will had his own thing. I know he had his own stuff on, when they were separated and stuff. But it's the blatant disrespect of you coming on live with camera and being like, well, I enjoyed it. Basically, like it was so good, it was so great. Like that's crazy.
I mean,
Like
Hey,
that's so disrespectful to your marriage. Like
was he on there?
Yeah, he's on there.
he's
yeah,
right
he
there
was
in
on
the
the-
face.
Yeah,
Right,
you didn't see the sad face.
So they talked about it then. So she's not just gonna come out and say it. So they talked about it before they went on air and said it. But look, man, here's the point of it all. Will and Jada are famous, right? There's no difference between them and the Joneses down the street. The only difference is that they're famous. Will and Jada is married. They're going through issues, but the only problem is their issues is publicized, and they're choosing to make it public. So I mean, honestly, they're just trying to work it out and make it work. I say bravo to them for sticking together because a lot of people don't don't make it this long, man. Like you're gonna have friggin' ups and downs in marriage. I hope that I don't run. We don't. What I'm saying, me and my wife start doing nothing like that. But hey, they still holding on, man. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people give up. What's they say? 50% of marriages ends up in divorce.
Yep,
Divorce is it 50?
80% are initiated by women.
Right. So, okay, Dave. Thank you for that.
Hey, if we spitting facts, I'm gonna add it in there. No, you're right.
Yeah.
So,
But,
so
yeah,
I mean, hey, I say bravo to them, and however you can make it work, man, make it work. Like, all right, y'all split it up, and y'all had y'all or whatever. But
So-
hey, for the sake of
I
the
mean-
family, y'all back together. Bravo to them, man.
I mean, I feel it like like everybody's gonna have issues and stuff, and what I'm saying, and that's why sometimes it's like how much are we gonna sacrifice when we putting all of our business on Front Street for just to keep the wave going, like so I mean it's just how much we value the privacy, but oh no, I mean on another note, man, it's just bad to see like at the Oscars who's not designed for us in the first place. We got these two black brothers acting out, and they both in their 50s. Or so it's like it's not something you want to see, like regardless, man. And then the piece, like I seen too, Samuel L. Jackson got his first Oscar presented by Denzel Washington, and it wasn't even aired. So
Wow.
like
Yeah,
man, it's just
it's this whole thing it took away from a lot of storylines. It's going to spin a lot of narratives. I've seen a whole bunch of perspectives on it. And I wanted to definitely ask one question, to kind of to the panel. what would you guys say to someone or definitely of the opposite gender who's trying to use this example as a way that you should behave? And then behind that, they quote Ephesians 5, verse 25, husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church. He gave up himself for her. You know, what would you say to that? How would you defend something like that? Like,
So I would say this, first of all, like no reasonable man is gonna like put in jeopardy like, you know, his career, his whatever, you know, over a verbal altercation. Like you're gonna match the words with the words, and then like if it's more than that, then you and your wife need to like bounce. It's not a place for you to be at. But it's like I'm not gonna be catch a court case and sacrifice, you know, everything that I've been working on just because like someone said something crazy. And then it's not even like it's just like, you know, they walked up to us and said it directly to you. Like it's in a crowd of people. So it's like I'm not, you know,
yeah,
I'm not jeopardized. I mean, I'm all for defending my wife. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not finna let no man talk to my wife crazy. But if we add a comedy show or something, and it's like he randomly pick out the crowd, like, you know what I'm saying? Like if he stay on it too long and it's not, we gonna leave because we know what type of environment we walked into. We know what we're supposed to be expecting, and you know that's that. But
yeah, no,
I think. Listen, that's a good question, Leviathan, because I think there's a good portion of women that are using that approach, talking about, you know, that's the way you stand up for a black woman and things like that. I think it's utterly ridiculous. And I think it's an example of why there are few women that need to be making decisions in a leadership role. Now that's something we can delve into a bit later, but
that's a whole other side.
that to me shows a poor, a lack in good decision making. Because listen, a wise man is gonna think through the potential courses of how something can go before he does it, right? No, someone who's unwise is just gonna act on impulse. Now, the whole reason why I said earlier too about, you know, the retaliation or whatever has to match the offense, which means Will should have been verbal back to him, right? So he obviously went over what the retaliation should have been. So now let's say Chris Rock is upset. Do y'all think it would be a fair exchange for him to come back and blow up Will's house with his kids in it? Like, of course not, right? He went too far. But you can't stop him now because now he's upset. So that's why when you retaliate, it's got to be equal or lesser value. You can't go over because now you better make sure that man is done because he might come back and do something even worse. You don't know.
like BET Hip Hop Awards with Young Buck in the back with a knife chasing people down.
Because you better be sure if you're gonna do something above that you take out your competition that they can't get you back because you made an imbalance now. You should have been, if you're gonna get them back, it's got to be equal. It's like, okay, now we square. But now he went above. Who's to say Chris Rock not gonna be upset? Like, yo, this man made a fool out of me on national TV. I don't even care no more. I'm gonna blow up his house with his kids in it. I mean, that sounds extreme, but I'm just, you know, these are actors. I don't think that's gonna happen. But you try this with other people on the street, you don't know who you messing with, man. And people too bold. And here's what might happen. Now, because you was bold and standing up for your woman, you're gonna end up in jail, and she gonna move along with the next man with your resources.
Talk about it. Sound like personal
experience. Yeah. Wow.
But then it's just, and then the thing is too, like for real, like when he slapped fire out of Chris Rock, like he just turned around smooth, like, and then like expect this man to jump on him or nothing. So that's what made it.
That's why I said it's kind of hard to see if it was staged or not because the way he was smiling, ready to receive it, and then nothing after that.
Nah, he was shook, man. He was just shook.
But
he didn't think like this. He did. You gotta look at it like that. Nobody would have thought Will would have went up there and punched him. I would have thought Will would have went up there and said a joke back to Chris Rock and went and took his seat.
That's what I thought.
Slapped to the face. That's what I thought. Everybody and their mama.
Yeah, so. Yeah, he was in shock.
And And they said Will like 6'3", 220 or something like that, and Chris Rock by 5'8", 100 and something.
Yeah,
So
he know to pick on Pookie.
That's what I'm. That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, I made a comment the other day just on Facebook. Like, yo, if I was Dwayne the Rock Johnson, what would we be talking about? The same story, or I don't know. I mean, hey, that's a much bigger dude.
Hey man, so you know what I'm saying? Just a quick take, man. You know what I'm saying? I know there was a lot to unwrap, and I think like what we kind of hinted on too, man. Is just there might be deeper levels to it, man. All jokes aside, you know what I'm saying? We hope everything can be worked out between black brothers, black successful brothers who paved the way for other people. You know what I'm saying? And who showcase good family morals and keeping family together. And you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, don't let nothing get to you to the point where you explode on the wrong people. Make sure you have an outlet, because once it's out there, you cannot take it back. This has been the Hold Your Point podcast. We are the Hold Your Point crew. And until next time, man, we out.